Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Eagles Flight Deck, your primetime perch above the NFL skyline. Where the green runs deep and the passion soars higher than the link on a Sunday night. Can you feel that electricity crackling through the city of brotherly love? Because right now, the Philadelphia Eagles are sitting atop the NFC East with a 6-2 record, and the trade deadline just slammed shut like a defensive lineman on a blindside blitz. But the biggest story? A.J. Brown, yes, that A.J. Brown, is still wearing midnight green. Buckle up, Birds fans, because we're diving deep into why the Eagles front office drew a line in the sand and declared their star wideout absolutely, positively untouchable. Let's start with a headline that had every Eagles diehard holding their breath. General Manager Howie Roseman, the Wizard of Wheeling Avenue, sat down with Jeff McClain of the Philadelphia Inquirer and dropped a quote that should be framed inside the NovaCare complex. When you're trying to be a great team, Roseman said, it's hard to trade great players. And A.J. Brown is a great player. He wears the C for a reason. Boom. Mic drop. That captain's patch isn't just embroidery. It's a badge of leadership, a signal that Brown is a heartbeat of an offense that's already torched defenses for the third highest passing yardage in the NFC. Now, let's be real. Trade rumors swirled around A.J. like a nor'easter off the Delaware. Cryptic tweets, sideline stares, post-game pressers that fell heavier than a Jason Kelsey pancake block. Remember last season? Midway through the year, Brown, our WR1, the guy defense's game plan around like he's the second coming of T.O., started pounding the table for more targets. Fast forward to 2025, and the same hunger is bubbling. Word is, cracks form between him and franchise quarterback Jalen Hurts. Not a fracture. Mind you, just the kind of friction that happens when two alphas both want to eat. But here's the thing. Winning cures everything. And right now, the Eagles are winning big. They just put a 34-20 beatdown on the New York Giants before the bye, pushing Dallas to a distant 3-5-1 spec in the rear-view mirror. Speaking of that Giants game, picture this. Lincoln Financial Field, 69,000 strong. Belting fly, Eagles fly. So loud it rattles the Ben Franklin Bridge. A.J. didn't suit up. Hamstring tweak kept him on the sideline, but the offense still clicked. Devonta Smith danced through the secondary for 112 yards. Saquon Barkley bulldozed for 130 and a score, in the defense? Hasten Reddick in that revamped front. Hello, Jalen Phillips, fresh off the trade from Miami, sacked Daniel Jones 4 times. Phillips, by the way, was the only big splash Howie made at the deadline. The Eagles sent a 2026 third-rounder to the Dolphins for the former first-round edge rusher, signaling they're loading up the pass rush, not dismantling the passing game. But let's circle back to A.J., because this story is richer than a cheesesteak with whiz. League sources told Jocelyn Anderson that Brown isn't miserable, he's hungry. He wants a feast, the source said. That's the energy that's a difference maker. You don't get rid of that. And feast he has. In 7 starts this season, Browns hauled in 29 balls on 51 targets for 395 yards. That a crisp 13.6 yard per catch and 3 touchdowns. Extrapolate that over a full 17-game slate, and you're looking at 70 receptions, nearly 1,000 yards, and a pace that would have had him flirting with 1,200 last year, if not for injuries. For context, only 5 receivers in the NFL are averaging more yards per route run than A.J. right now. 5. Now let's talk history, because nothing fires up an Eagles fan like a stroll down memory lane. Remember 2017? The underdog masks, the Philly special. Nick Foles carving up the Patriots for 373 yards and a Lombardi trophy? A.J. Brown was a sophomore at Ole Miss back then, watching from afar, dreaming of this stage. Fast forward, and he's a modern torchbearer in a lineage that includes Hall of Famers like Harold Carmichael, future Gold Jacket guys like Terrell Owens, and yes, even the Minister of Defense, Reggie White, whose sack records still echo through the rafters. Brown's not just a receiver, he's a culture carrier. That's why Howie Roseman, who once flipped Carson Wentz for draft capital and turned it into Devonta Smith, refused to blink when the 7-2 New England Patriots came knocking. Sources say the Pats offered a first-round pick and a young defensive starter. Roseman's response? Not happening. Let's go inside the numbers for a second, Because stats tell stories louder than any soundbite. Since Brown arrived in Philly via that blockbuster 2022 trade with Tennessee, the Eagles' offense has jumped from 11th to top 5 in yards per play. With him on the field, Jalen Hurts' passer rating climbs to 108.4, elite territory. Without him, it dips below 90. That's not coincidence. That's causation. Defenses roll coverage's way, opening lanes for Devonta, Dallas Goedert, and the run game. It's chess, not checkers. And speaking of chess, offensive coordinator Brian Johnson has already hinted at scheming more choice routes for Brown post-by, letting A.J. use that basketball background. He was a McDonald's All-America, remember? To win at the line of scrimmage and create separation. Now, imagine you're in the Eagles' war room on deadline day. Phones buzzing, agents circling like sharks. The Patriots, desperate for a true X-receiver to pair with Drake, May. Dangle premium capital. The Chiefs whisper about a three-way swap. Even the Cowboys, yes, those Cowboys, float a hypothetical. Roseman shuts it all down. Why? Because he's seen this movie before. In 2004, the Eagles traded for Terrell Owens and rode him to the Super Bowl. In 2017, they added Jay Ajayi midseason and won it all. Great teams don't subtract greatness. They add to it. And with the NFC playoff picture wide open, San Francisco stumbling, Detroit licking wounds, the Eagles are all in. Let's hear from the man himself. In a raw sit-down with the Athletics' Brooks Cabina, Brown laid it bare. I know everybody's counting on me. That's my thrill. Everybody knows the ball is coming to me. I love that feeling. It's a rush. And that's why it's frustrating at times. If I'm not getting the ball, obviously it's not as fun. Translation? He's not pouting, he's prodding. He wants to be the reason the link erupts, the reason opposing coordinators lose sleep. And guess what? After the bye, he gets a shot. Week 10. Eagles at Packers, primetime Sunday night in Green Bay. Lambeau Field, frozen tundra. A.J. Brown versus a secondary that just gave up 300 yards to the Lions. You think he's circling that date in green ink? Fictional sideline reporter voice. A.J., the trade rumors are dead. What's the message to Eagles fans? Brown, smirking. Tim, keep that same energy. I'm here to stack rings, not receipts. Expert take. Let's bring in our old friend, hypothetical Hall of Fame scout Gilbrandt, channeling his inner Eagles historian. A.J. Brown at 27 is entering his prime like a rocket. His catch radius, his yards after catch explosion. He's what Randy Moss was to the 2007 Patriots. Philly's got a 2-year window with Hurts on his rookie deal. You don't trade the guy who makes that window a skylight. Looking ahead, the schedule softens post-Green Bay. Commanders, Rams, Ravens, Panthers. For winnable games to pile up style points before a brutal December gauntlet. Cowboys on Christmas Eve, then the Saints and a possible NFC Championship preview against the Vikings. If the Eagles go 12-5, they're locking up a top 3 seed. And with Brown healthy, that offense becomes appointment television. Trivia time, because every great Eagles story needs a nugget. Did you know A.J. Brown's 1,496 receiving yards in 2022 set a franchise single-season record, eclipsing Mike Quick's 1983 mark? Or that his 94-yard touchdown against the Steelers that year is the longest play from scrimmage in Eagles history. The man's already carving his name beside Dawkins, McNabb, and Kelsey in the mural outside the link. So here's the bottom line. Philly, your star wideout isn't going anywhere. He's frustrated? Good. He's hungry? Even better. Because come Sunday night in Green Bay, when Jalen Hurts takes that snap under the lights and A.J. Brown streaks down the sideline with the football world watching, you'll see exactly why Howie Roseman slammed the trade door shut. This isn't just about keeping a player. It's about chasing immortality. Eagles Nation, fire up those TVs, dust off those Kelly Green jerseys, and let's pack Lincoln Financial Field louder than ever. The second half of the season starts now, and the birds are flying high. Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory. We'll see you under the lights. Go, birds.